level it should greater than 0. So how to evaluate this level? So we have one parameter is that we perform the measurement. We measure that, we detect that the SRP is this value, the Q, Rx. So the S. So we define one value as R. We define one value as S. This value is equal such. The SRP we measure, we use the measure here. And we measured SRP, it should greater than one threshold. So this threshold is we define this part. This is the threshold. So if we measure the SRP greater than this threshold, we think the UE can select this cell. So how to define this threshold? So at least we need to make a threshold for SRP. Yes. So for this value is the minimum received SRP. This is the minimum value. So if we don't set others, it's okay. We just consider the measured and the minimum. If the measured is greater than the minimum, okay, I can select it. But because in our network we have different PLMN, so sometimes it will give the higher priority PLMN compensate. If there is a PLMN, we will just is a high priority. So the high priority, this threshold will be lower. So we will give offset. This offset is used for high priority PLMN. If there is no high priority PLMN, so this offset is equal 0. If there is no high priority, this value you can set it. Even we have a high priority, you can also set 0. So this value in our network we set it 0. So this part is we consider this is the measured value. Yes. Measured SRP. This is we set the minimum. It's okay. But for different UE, it may have a different capability. For example, now if we don't consider the UE, this is the cell. I set the minimum is minus 120. So if I measure this SRP greater than minus 120, I can access this cell. But if 2 UE, it has different capability of power. For example, UE1, we set the UE maximum transmit power is 23 dBm. But the UE have a different capability. It may be greater than this value, may be same with this value, may be less than this value. So the PE max, that is, we set the network set the UE can use maximum power as 23 dBm. But the UE have different capability. For UE1, it can use the power. Its capability is 20 dBm. For UE2, is 23 dBm. For UE3, is 25 dBm. If we only set this criterion, we don't consider the UE. So we set this parameter, the minus 120, that means at the cell edge, if the SRP is greater than minus 120, if it's this value, the UE use the maximum power it can access to the network. So now for UE1, the power is only 20 dBm. It cannot use 23 dBm. Yes? This is the network design. The network configure. When you use 23 dBm, the SRP is minus 120. You can stay on it. When you transmit the data, the node B can receive it. But if your power is less than it, actually you cannot transmit this. The node B cannot receive it because I cannot use this power. For example, the UE1 I only have 20 dBm. I cannot use 23. So when I attach to this cell, I need to be near than this edge, right? So actually this value, it should greater than minus 120. So we need to give it a composite. And here, for UE2, it can use 23. UE3, it also can use 23 dBm. They can use this maximum value. Okay, at this edge, I can attach to the network. I can transmit the data successfully. So we need to consider the different UE capabilities, not only the network. Not only the network. So we add a compensation. So this is only considered network. We also need to consider the compensation. The compensation is based on the UE. Here is the compensation. The compensation is that this value is equals to the max, PE max minus PU max. For PE max is the network configure. How many you can use? The PU max is the UE capability. It's a UE capability. So if the PE max minus PU max, for example, here the UE1, the PE max is greater than the PU max. So we should give it 3 dB compensation. Here is minus 3. This value, the maximum value is 3. It's 3. So we will give it a 3 dB compensation. So now it's not the threshold. Actually, threshold is not minus 120. It's minus 117. Yes. But if for UE2 or UE3, the PU max UE capability is greater than the PE max, the network configured. This value is a minus 1. So the compensation is 0. We don't need to give the UE or compensation. So this is according to the UE capability. We give the different UE or compensation. So if the UE have a higher capability, okay, you only base the network. But if the UE power is lower than we configured, the capability is lower than we configured, okay, we need to give it a compensation. So usually all the UE for a normal UE, not in our network, we use Cat 3, Cat 4, like this. It's 23 dBm. Is usually the PU max equals to the PE max. So these two values is equal. So the compensation is 0. Now we can change this criterion. We change this criterion to this kind. Now this SR level, as receive level, equals to this measure minus this. This is the minimum. We think this is 0. So if this value is greater than 0, okay, we can select the cell. So all the reselection cells, it should first meet the cell selection criteria. If it cannot meet the cell selection, even it meets the cell reselection, we cannot reselect it. So this is a basic. And here we will get this S value. And later we will use it many times. When we set the threshold, we will set this X, this S. We will compare with this S. So this is for the cell selection. So for this example, we think is for SRP. Our network we deployed is based on R8 and R9. If we use R8, we only consider the SRP. Our network is R9, we need also consider the SRQ. So this is perform SRP or SRQ is based on the UE capability. Some UE, yesterday we see the signalings, we see the UE have a capability. It relates to that, okay, which release it support, is R9 or R8? Yes, so if it's R8 UE, okay, it's only considered as RP. If for R9, it may be considered as RQ. And this is also configured by the network. But the network is in node beside, we also will configure it. It's R8 or R9. Both network and the UE are R9, it will use as RQ. But if only network is R8, UE is R9, we also only perform the SRP. Yeah, it's based on both two, UE and network. Both two are R9, then we will use it together. So this is for cell selection. So here, if we set this minimum SRP for cell selection, if we set this value as minus 122, if we set this value as minus 122, this is the minimum. So if this value set greater, that means is required the network have a good coverage. We cannot select this cell so easily. Yes. So if you set this value as lower, a small value, okay, the UE can easily select this cell. But if it's too low, this value is too low, even the UE can select the cell, but maybe the UE cannot do service because it's too low. The coverage is too bad. So this is the value. So if we set this value as minus 122, and for UE transmit power is 23, this one maximum, and the UE capability is 23. And for this offset, we set it 2. For example, we set this offset is 2. So if I measure this value for the SRP, we received equals minus 120 dBr. Can I select the cell? If I measured is minus 110, can I select the cell? If I measure is minus 122 dBr. These three choices, which one can the UE select the cell? So now this value. For the minimum received, we set as minus 122. For this outside, we set it at 2. So now it's not 0, we should consider it. So we should consider this 2. So if I measure this value, the 3 different conditions. So which one I can select the cell? One can or not? One can or not? Okay, somebody say can, somebody say cannot. So who is a can? Okay, so how to calculate if can? Here is this value is minus 120, yes? Here minus 120. Here this value is also minus 120 because here minus 122. It should sorry. Yes.
It's that cannot.
Sorry. I go it a mistake. My fault. Okay. Okay, my fault. Okay, it should add.
Yeah.
It's a plus. Okay, here is also minus 120. So now it's greater 0. It's equal 0. Cannot greater than 0. It's cannot. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is cannot. So if we less than 8, it's also cannot. Yeah. If we greater than 8, okay, this will greater than 0. It's okay. So this is the basic. When we talk about whether it's okay or not, we talk about this value should greater than 0. This value should greater than 0. Okay. Now let's see the cell reselection. For cell selection in intrafrequency or interfrequency are same. This is for cell reselection. For cell reselection, we first introduce the formula. Okay, I keep it here. Now this is for cell selection. For cell reselection, because in handover we use the event to control the priority. Yes, we use event to control the priority. But for reselection, we don't need to use the event to control because we have already configured every different frequency a different priority. So we first in the okay, I swap this one. Okay. In the cell reselection, we give it a priority. So the priority we have 3 kinds: high priority, same priority, and low priority. So for high priority, same priority or low priority, it is based on the frequency. It's based on the frequency. So that means it's not based on cell. It's based on frequency. So for different frequency, you can set high or same or low. You can set the different value. So it's, for example, we have the TDD frequency 1, yes, and the TDD frequency 2, and the FDD frequency. You can give it a different priority value. This priority value is from 1 to 7. So if the value is bigger, the priority is here. So if I give TDD F1, the priority is 7. I give the F2 is 6. I give FDD is 5. That means the TDD frequency 1 is the highest. F2 is the second. The FDD is the lowest. So for frequency, for reselection, if I perform the reselection from FDD to TDD, that means this is a high priority selection. From the low to high, this is a high priority. If I select from TDD to FDD, this is a low priority. And from TDD to FDD, that is from high to low, this is a low priority. Low priority. And then maybe for 2 TDD, we set the same. We set the same priority. It's okay. You can set same. So from TDD frequency 1 to TDD frequency 2, this is the same. So how to consider the high frequency high priority selection or low priority is based on the target. Based on the target. If the target is low, that means low priority selection. If the target is high, it's the high priority. Okay, so this is same. This is low. This is high. So for different priority, we can set different parameters. So the different parameters, how to set it, we use a different criteria. So first, all the cells should meet this S. This S. We name it S criteria. And except the S for same, if these two frequencies, the priority is same. If the two frequencies, the priority is same, that means okay, I can stay in F1 or I can stay in F2. Who is better? I will go to there. That's according to the better. So we use for same, we use the ranking. Ranking better. If the neighbor cell is better than me, I can reselect it. So if my neighbor cells greater than the sodium, okay, I will select the ranking first neighbor cell. So this is the ranking, very easy. So for this ranking, that is every cell, it will have a ranking value. So the most easier, the ranking value is that for the sodium cell, the ranking is the sodium cell SRP. The neighbor cell ranking is the neighbor cell SRP. This is the easy criterion. I just consider the SRP value. So you have a different rank. So for different, if the neighbor is greater than sodium, I will select it. If the neighbor have many neighbor cells have a good SRP, okay, I will select the ranking first. So it's the reflection just like the S3 event. If you just greater than me, but maybe next time you are less than me, so I may be generate a ping pong reflection. So we need to set some parameters to control it. So just like this, we want to let the Rn is greater than Rs. So for Rn is that the Mn, we want the Mn greater than the Ms. It's similar here. Yes, it's similar here. But we need to add some. Parameters. So these parameters will be different. Here, the similar strategy. I want give the neighbor cell a minus value to slow the reselection speed. So this is a parameter similar with the CIO, but here we name it the offset. So it will give it a offset. And for the measurement for the sodium cell, we want give it a hysteresis. So at this condition, and this condition is the neighbor cell minus the sodium cell is greater than the hysteresis at the offset. Here the offset is different with this one. This offset is the S3 offset for the event. This offset is similar with the CLO. It's only useful for this neighbor cell. This is the difference. This offset you can think is a CLO. You can think is a CLO. The hysteresis are same. So this is for the ranking. So we not only use the SRP value, we also will set a parameter to control it, faster or slower. So in the S3, we have a timer. That is TTT. How long you meet it? So for cell reselection, we also set a timer. So the reselection, you should meet this value for one timer. That is for reselection timer. So you can see these two are similar. Now we only set this one. For the R criterion is that the neighbor cell minus the sodium cell greater than the hysteresis at one offset. So if it can meet this value, and also it also can meet the timer, we can perform the reselect. To the neighbor cell. So for the S3 for the handover, when it performs the S3, it should first start the measurement. When it can start the measurement, yes, we use A2 and N1 to control when to start the measurement. So for the reselection, we also have one measurement control. So this is the measurement control. So this measurement control parameter is based on the intra-frequency or interfrequency. So for the high priority, I don't need control the measurement. I always want to go to the high priority. So I will always perform the measurement. But for low priority, I don't want to go to the low priority. So I need to control the measurement. For the same priority, it's okay. You can control, you cannot control, so you can select it. So for the high priority, this value, for this control value, this threshold for measurement threshold, we don't need. No measurement threshold. For the same, we can set, and we can also set based on the network. So if we set is related to this as intra search, if the same is for the intra search, that is intra-frequency. If the same priority is for interfrequency, we will use as non-intra search. So if the same priority, these two, belongs to the same frequency, we use as intra search to control it. If the same priority belongs to different frequency, we use as non-intra search. We use these two. So if we set this value, it delivered to the UE, okay, UE will use it control. If there is no value delivered to the UE saying, okay, I can always perform measurement. If we have this value, we will use. If we don't deliver this value, that means we don't need. For the low priority, we will always use. For low priority, that means it must be different frequency because the priority is based on the frequency. If two cells, the priority are different, that means these two cells belongs to different frequency. So it's only controlled by the as non-intro search. So this S value is which one? Is compared with this one. So here we set this is 42. That means when I receive the S is less than this threshold, I should start the measurement to check whether there is a better neighbor cell I can go to. So this is the measurement. So now the as intro search, we set the as intro search is equal to 42 dB. 42 dB. For example, we also use this value for the cell selection. We also use this value for the S. So at which condition the UE will perform the measurement? The S intro search is 42 dBm. When the received S is less than this threshold, it will perform measurement. Okay, it will measure the neighbor cells. So this value equals to the received SRP minus this threshold. Now, this part equals to minus 120. So, can you calculate at which condition it will perform the measurement, the reselection measurement? Can you calculate it? This value is we set the threshold when to perform. So when we receive the S less than this threshold, it will perform. For this received S, it equals to the received SRP minus the threshold SRP. So can you calculate? At which condition it will perform? Okay, calculate. Use your pen, not use your eyes. You cannot see out it, but you can calculate it. So it's easier if you understand the measurement theory. So we need to use these three. 1, 2, 3. These three formula to calculate it. Just done.
Stay dulu deh.
Kenapa?
Who finish? Who finish?
Kenapa?
Jadi kan SC itu Q minus sorry minus 122 tambah 2 jadi sama dengan ini Q minus 120 jadi Q tambah 120 Q sama dengan 20 minus
Siapa dulu? Sama tuh.
enggak itu kan sintesis
Iya masih.
ini S X R X left ini 20
We explain the parameter one by one. We first introduce the first parameter. So you understand, then we go on to next. So one by one. So this is the first when you perform the selection measurement. So you finish?
not yet
Yes.
no
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
no I just Q is the last time 100 my 120 ya BPM but for next step I missed.
Okay, I have you change it. So the received should less than this value. This is a threshold, yes? So the received equals to this one. So the received is the received marked SRP. Yes, it's minus this value. This value is minus 120. Yes, this value equals to this part, the total part. Now, this value it should less than the as intersearch. As intersearch is 42. So okay, this value it should it should less than 42
Minus
and minus 120. Yes. So this value is minus 78. Right? Minus 78. That means when the UE find my sewing cell, SRP is less than this value, I will perform the neighbor cell measurement. Yes? So this is this value. So I should perform the neighbor cells. Okay, now we start to perform.
okay. This is 20
We get this value is minus 78. If the sewing cell SRP less than this value, the UE will start measure the neighbor cells. So if the neighbor cell greater than the sewing cell, this value, it can perform the reselection. Yes? So for this value, hysteresis we set here is 4 dB. It's 4 dB. This one is the offset, Q offset cell. This is the offset. So when the MN, the neighbor cell SRP greater than the sewing cell, which value? 4 dB. 4 dB. The UE will reselect to the neighbor cell. Reselect the neighbor cell. And it should keep how long? It should keep how long? This parameter, the T reselection intra-Elton. This is the T reselection timer. The timer for reselection is 1 second. Okay, if the neighbor cell greater than the sorting cell 4 dB and it can keep 1 second, I will reselect 2. I will reselect 2. Okay, this is for interfrequency. Interfrequency. Interfrequency is the same. Is the same. Yes. No. So the reselection parameters is delivered by SIPs to UE, right? So the UE will read the SIPs to get these parameters. So for some parameter is the source cell parameter. For some parameter is the neighbor cell. So do you remember the different SIPs contains different information? So for SIP 1, it's for cell selection. Yes. For SIP 2 is a common channel parameters. SIP 3 is the source cell reselection. So now this is for the source cell. Yes. This is for the source cell. For source cell, I will get which one? I need to perform the measurement. This is for the source cell. This is also for the source cell. This is for the for the source cell. For the source cell, the S. For the S criterion. For the source cell, S criterion. It should get which? It should get which one? Yeah. And here, how long it should perform? It's like the neighbor cell, you should how long keep it. Yes, the interfrequency, how long you should keep. And for this, hysteresis is for the different cans for the same frequency. For the same frequency, the strategy. Yes. So this is for same frequency is SIP 4, SIP 4, and SIP 3. Only the UE only need to read the SIP 3 and the SIP 4. It can get these parameters. It can calculate. Yes. Does this parameter belongs to the neighbor cell or belongs to the source cell? It belongs to SIP 3 or SIP 4. Now this is for the interfrequency. Interfrequency is the same priority. We use the R, the ranking. And for the interfrequency, if it's same, if it's priority, the procedure are same with the interfrequency. Just the threshold are different. All others are same, so we don't introduce it again. Just set a different value. So now we talk about the interfrequency with the high priority and low priority. High priority and low priority. So now this is for the same. Now as well this. Now we consider the high priority and low priority. So for high priority, as I said, we don't need use the threshold to control. We don't need use the threshold to control. So here we don't have the threshold. We don't use the threshold. It always performs the measurement. Yes. So for high priority, in handover we use which event? A4, right? Do you remember for handover? For handover is that handover A4 is if the neighbor cell SRP is greater than one threshold, I will go to there. I don't consider myself. Yes? For handover is if the neighbor cell greater than one threshold, I will go to it. So for reselection, the same strategy. If the neighbor cell is greater than one threshold, I will go to there. But for all threshold we used, is use the S value. Here, this value is for the S. It's S. For the high priority, is that if the neighbor cell, we use the same. We can change that value. We use the same. If the neighbor cell is greater than one threshold, we will let the UE go to it. So for this threshold, we use it. T X high. X is for neighboring. If this neighboring cell SRP is greater than this value, and this cell it should also meet the S criterion. It meets the S criterion first, and if it can meet the S criterion and its value is greater than this threshold, we will let the UE go to this cell. I don't consider myself. So now we change it. So first, this is the received minimum value. Here we don't configure the offset. There is no offset. That means the offset is 0. Now the offset is 0. And the minimum received is minus 124. That means at first the neighbor cell is equals to this value minus the greater than 0. Yes? So if this value we calculated is greater than, we detect greater than 124, minus 124, and it's also greater than this threshold, I will go to it. But in our parameter, we configure this threshold is for the S. It's for the S. If this S greater than this threshold, the inter-threshold X high is this value. This value is 26. The UE will go to the neighbor cell. So can you get this value? So actually, this threshold is you can get it. Okay, I don't get this threshold. Just that you calculate this. When I will select it. This value is calculated by this formula. So when the received greater than 26, we will go to it. Yes. So you can get this value. It should greater than 26. So this value it should greater than minus 124 at 26. Yes. So it gets minus 98. So if the neighboring side greater than minus 98, I will go to. So actually this value is minus 98. right? So when we configure the parameters and when we read the parameters, this parameter is for us. So the UE will change it to the SRP value. It can change to the SRP value. Okay, that means for the high priority, if the neighbor cell greater than one threshold and keeps 1 second, this value it can keep 1 second, I will reselect to it. This is for the high priority. Similar with the A4. Yes? A4 is if the neighbor cell greater than one threshold, okay, I will hand over to the neighbor cell. So for the high priority, if the neighbor cell is greater than one threshold, I will reselect to this. So you just need to understand the one. Understand the handover, you will understand the reselection. For high priority and the same priority, it relates to the A4 and A3. Yes? Almost the same strategy. Okay, now we see the low priority. For the low priority, we first think the handover. For handover is A5. Yes? For handover is A5. A5 is what? If the neighbor cell greater than one threshold, and also the sewing cell is less than one threshold. Only at this condition, we will hand over to it. So for the reselection itself, it's also the neighbor cell. It should greater than one threshold. We use a threshold for X low priority of neighboring cell threshold. And the sewing cell, it should less than a threshold. The low priority threshold for sewing, the low priority threshold for neighboring. We use these two. So if the neighbor cell and the sewing cell can meet this condition, okay, I can perform the reselection to the neighbor. Similar with A5. So also this threshold, UE will calculate it. So how to calculate it? We also use the S. We use S value. This is the S value. This is the S value. Yeah, this is for S value. Now let's see. So before we perform the low priority, we should first start the measurement. Yes, start measurement. Okay, the measurement is 22. The measurement threshold is 22. That means when the sewing cell is S value less than the threshold, it will perform the measurement. So here is equals 22. Equals to 22. And for the minimum received is minus 124. And we don't consider this. So when the UE will perform the measurement, the S9 neutral search is 22. When the UE will perform, what? When the sewing sound from this value, we can calculate that.
Minus
If this value is less than 22, yes, less than this value, then as non-integer, I will perform the measurement. So this value is the received SRP minus 124. So it be the minus 124 and 22. Yes, it's minus 102. So if the sewing cell is less than minus 102, it will perform the measurement. Okay, this is perform the measurement. But when the neighbor cell when the neighbor cell is greater than 22, the neighbor cell S greater than 22 dB, and the sewing cell is less than the 18, it will perform the reselection. Here is the threshold sewing for low priority. This is the threshold of neighbor for low priority. Yeah. So if the neighbor cell is greater than 22, sewing cell less than 18, okay, it will perform. So can you get this value? So we also use this value, minus 124. Can you get this? So neighbor cell, it should greater than which value? The sewing cell, it should less than which value? Can you calculate it? So this value is
106. 106. Yang mana?
Neighbor.
the neighbor threshold is
102 ya? 102.
which one?
That is
The neighbor cell is greater than minus 102 or 106. Here is minus 124 at 22. Minus 102. If the neighbor cell is greater than minus 102, and the sewing cell it should be less than minus
106.
106. So only at this condition, I will let the U in. For myself, it should be less than minus 106. And the neighbor cell, it should be greater than minus 102. Okay, let my UE go to the neighbor cell. Yeah, it's similar with the A5. Similar with the A5. So you can see that if for handover you set a strategy, so you can use the reselection map to this strategy. So we keep the connected state and the other state same. We can keep these two, use the same strategy. So if you set the
Only for the as known in trust search is for the starting element.
for as in research.
This one is for the start measurement and this
Yeah.
is for the execution.
Yes. Yes. For the as in research and as non-in research is to start the measurement, and for the other threshold is to perform the reselection. Yes. One execute, one measurement. So if you cite the handover use A form, but you cite the reflection use the low threshold, okay, the UE will perform handover from cell 1 to cell 2. But when it goes to other stage, it will select from cell 2 go to cell 1. So it will generate a ping-pong. The UE always performs handover and reselection. So we should keep the same strategy. This is the reselection parameters and the handover parameters. Just to understand it by the handover, it will be easier. It will be easier. So you can see that, for example, this is a low priority. This is the same. This is the high priority. So for this line, if the line is here, that means SRP is good. The SRP is good. That means SRP. So this line. So if the UE at this is the frequency, the same frequency. This is the same frequency. Yeah, if the UE is at this part, yeah, maybe it moves. Okay, the current is lower. At this, we think this is one parameter for the as intro search. So if the coverage is lower than this value, the UE will first perform the as intro search, and it will find the same priority cells. So if it finds another cell is greater than the measurement cell, this value it will reselect to. And maybe there is no same priority. It's lower, like here. It's non-intro search. Okay, it will perform the lower measurement, the low priority measurement. Okay, so that is from this part, it will perform the intro frequency. From this part, it will perform the low. Yes, here is the intro. This is a low. But for higher, I will always perform. I don't consider the sewing cell as RP. I will not consider it. It always perform for all. It will always perform the high. Yes. So this is that. So if I always perform a high priority measurement, so if I find that a high priority cell, this is the high priority threshold. If I find one cell is higher than this threshold, so I will reselect to the high priority. Yes, I will reselect to the high priority. If there is no high priority and no same priority, I need to go to the low priority. So if the low priority, it should greater than this threshold. And even myself, okay, lower continue. If myself, this is the sewing cell threshold. If myself is lower than this value, and the neighbor cell is greater than this value, okay, this part at this area, I will reselect to it. This is the reselection relations. One is perform the high, one is perform the low, one is perform the same. It's clear. It's very clear. Actually, it's very easy. You just understand over, you will understand the reselection. Just the reselection have many different parameters. You may be confused, but when you're confused, okay, just think about this relation. It's quite easier. Okay, we first take a tea break because you understand a work and life relation. So you need relax.
Ini saya nggak tahu. Nah, terus kalau ini stopnya gimana?